Another week, another set of sales advice for accounting firms. This week, I want to talk about buying personas. So in my last video, I talked a little bit about profiling our ideal client, understanding the kind of business that we want to sell our services to. This week, I want to take it a step further and I want to look a little bit at the kind of people that we might encounter in some of those businesses. Because again, you're never just selling to a business, you're always selling to human beings within that business. And we need to tap into the intentions and the desires of those human beings in order to be successful. Now, LinkedIn recently gave me a hell of an ad. It put an ad in front of me trying to get me to buy Sales Navigator. And this ad said that in a typical B2B sales cycle, there will be 11 people involved. 11. So that's 11 people that you need to convince to buy your services. And here's the thing. Several of those you will not have any access to. Several of those people are what we call invisible decision makers. So what we need to do is we need to start to think about who those people might be, who those people in our sales cycle are, what their intentions are, and how we can manage the way that we interact with those people. Now, there's probably going to be an introducer, maybe somebody who's going to get us the foot in the door, but doesn't have a ton of power in that business. You're going to have someone who's probably feeling most keenly the change that you're proposing, the project that you're putting in there. And then you're probably going to have some decision makers, a big boss who is having final sign off, but probably won't be very involved in your sales process. So each of those people are going to have their own ideas, their own intentions. The introducer, for example, may want to make a name for themselves by introducing a new project to get the business off the ground. The big boss will want to make sure that the project you're proposing is in line with their strategic objectives that they've set, and the person in the middle is going to want to know that the business isn't going to disrupt their day-to-day too much. So by thinking about these different groups and thinking about the way that they're looking at a project, we can start to build out materials and we can start to build out plans for how we want to engage and how we want to interact with each of those groups, because it will necessarily be different for each. The decision makers, for example, will want information in a much more summarized format. Now, I go through a process which I call persona mapping. So we look at each of these personas, we draw up a list of questions, and we think about how we can mitigate the risks associated to each of these. And persona mapping is one of the modules in my course, Sales 101 for Accounting Firms. I'm also going to be writing a blog about this topic later in the week, so keep your eyes on the timeline for that. For now, thanks for watching. Have a great day.